The world is running out of fresh water. With water being our main shared resource, it is vastly unequally distributed across the globe. In fact, 1 in 10 people don't have access to clean drinking water. With large impacts such as population growth and the incoming doom of climate change, water scarcity is only going to increase. Every human needs water to survive, making this resource a human right. While virtually all governments agree in principle that the universal right to water and sanitation exists, there's less consensus about what the fulfillment of this right means in practice. That's why areas that are water secure must take on the responsibility to not overconsume this resource. But how do we help improve water security? One way is to start recycling more of our water. Recycled water is water that's gone through a sewage treatment plant and then is reused for irrigation or other purposes, even as drinking water. Not only is recycling water helping decrease the demand for fresh water, but also decreases the amount of wastewater discharged into the environment, and reduces the amount of energy required to transport if it is treated on site. With modern-day technology, water treatment plants are expanding with better filtration processes. And with the help of government funding, recycling plants can stabilize the increasing water demands. In fact, some places have to rely on recycled water in order to survive. In Windhoek, Namibia, a place of intense water scarcity, have made changes to supply their drinking water by creating a wastewater treatment plant.
Take the nation of Namibia in the southwest corner of Africa. It's named for the Namib Desert, which is one of the oldest deserts on Earth. So this may seem like a weird place to come looking for the future of water.
There are no running rivers within Namibia. They're only on our borders, so we're always in a state of uncertainty with our water supply. So this is probably the worst place to have a major city built on.
And yet, Namibia's capital, Windhoek, isn't dying of thirst. Windhoek found a radical source of water that's abundant and available to a city of any size, no matter how dry. Here, you'll find a facility with a unique mission.
There was just simply not enough water from the sources around Windhoek. They looked at what do we have? We have a lot of wastewater.
Water reclamation. We basically drink our wastewater, our shitty water, sorry to say, but yeah.
While many cities usually just clean up sewage and then dump it into a river, Windhoek takes that treated water and sends it into their water recycling plant. There's a system of tanks and pipes where any leftover solid matter gets filtered out, microorganisms are killed off, and even antibiotics and hormones get broken down. The last step involves an ultrafiltration membrane,
which will filter out basically all suspended particles, all bacteria and all viruses.
Then it's mixed with other treated water that's collected from an underground aquifer or reservoirs for seasonal rain. Which means that every time someone in Windhoek opens a tap, about a quarter of what comes out is recycled wastewater.
It is both miraculous in one sense that you can have disgusting water that you shouldn't be drinking that is completely unhealthy for you. But at the same time, it's just H2O. And if you take everything around that H2O away, then you end up with pure water again.
As we are running out of freshwater sources, recycling water is not only important for severely water-scarce territories, but areas that are water secure, in order to prevent tragedy of the commons. Places like Santa Clara University are implementing plans to be more sustainable. One of their main goals is to decrease potable water use by 40% per square foot by 2020. One of the methods to achieve this goal, however, is not active, but is being investigated, is the decommissioning of fountains and converting it to recycled water. Santa Clara also irrigates 85% of its extensive landscaping with reused water. The campus receives this water from the City of San Jose's water treatment plant, where they go through a 3-step process of a pre-treatment, a secondary, and a tertiary treatment. The pre-treatment removes 50% of contaminants in the wastewater through a slow separation that mimics nature. The secondary treatment involves aeration tanks, which pump air into the wastewater, then pipe this into clarifiers which continue to remove bacteria. Lastly is the third treatment, where water flows through several filter beds of gravel, sand, and coal. This is then treated with chlorine to remove leftover bacteria, and then this mixture is neutralized.
The regional wastewater facility provides incredible benefits to the public health of our region. We remove bacteria, viruses, and other pathogens that if we didn't do our work, they would go right into the bay.
About 20% is delivered to South Bay Water Recycling. The recycled water is distributed to more than 700 customers across the South Bay through an extensive network of purple pipes for use in irrigation and industrial purposes. The remaining 80% of the clean water is released into the outfall channel at the southern tip of the San Francisco Bay.
Recycled water is a great way to reduce our consumption, but it does have its costs. One issue with recycled water is rates of salinity. Excess salt affects overall soil health, reducing productivity. It kills plants, leaving bare soil that is prone to erosion. This problem has directly impacted trees at Santa Clara. Redwoods have felt the effects of high salinity the most, having loss in branches and suffered in overall health. A way to prevent this is through better filtration systems and testing our water's SAR, salinity absorption rate. By doing this, we can avoid high salinity and strictly benefit from the greater sustainability of recycled water. Both Namibia and Santa Clara are using recycling technology to reduce the reliance on freshwater sources, or to survive the lack thereof. The inequalities of water can be shown in the comparison of these two cities, and should highlight the stress for better water management. Society will need to adapt to these changes. With our current technology, there is zero excuse to not improve the ways we use water. If we don't protect our freshwater sources, total global water scarcity will come faster than you think.